my left, I wanna introduce the ever so lovely Miss Bridget. Karibu sana to the show.
Hi viewers, my name is Bridget. I'm one of the sales managers at Fanaka Real Estate.
Wonderful. And to my right, the gentleman of the hour, Master Duncan.
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Thank you very much for hosting me. My name is Kanyeri Duncan. I'm a sales manager. Not really a sales manager, but a branch manager.
A branch manager.
At Fanaka.
Yes.
You know, it's all the habits die hard.
Yes,
Yeah.
and for those guys who have been following us for minutes since the platform started, you can know that we have two offices. Please tell the guys, you guys are from the other side of the branch.
Ruai office.
Ruai office. All right. So today the show is we're going to make it. We're going to keep it very light. The show today is going to talk about very very important issues, and the one topic that we are going to tackle today is where or what are some of the best places for you to invest in real estate and especially in land. Okay, and then above that we are going to also show you or discuss the things that will determine this decision of I want here instead of here. So straight to it, Duncan. If today I gave you $500,000, say $1 million or $500,000, what are some of the locations right now in Kenya that you would put your money and invest in land?
Top of my head, I think any place around Nairobi.
Okay.
You ought to imagine Nairobi being the capital city of Kenya, most of activities and everything are actually centered. So if I'm placed to be around that capital,
okay, so
that would be a safe bet. In this case, we're talking about dormitory counties around Nairobi County. Considering the price of land in Nairobi, have risen astronomical. You can't literally. Yeah?
Okay.
So if we're talking about 500, then I'm considering an area around Machakos County. I'm talking about Kajiado counties and maybe Kiambu County, which is now very close to Nairobi. So any place around those places, I think we'll go to the specifics in terms of the satellite towns that have started to sprout out as we go. Yeah, but top of my head, anywhere around Nairobi, close to Nairobi.
So you're talking about the metropolis, yes?
Yeah.
All right. You heard it here first. And Bridget, what are some of the determinants now that we know? Probably you've mentioned 3 counties, Kajiado, you've mentioned Machakos and Kiambu. What are some of the things that would determine, would push me to invest maybe in Machakos instead of maybe Kiambu?
Some of the things we are looking at, especially in terms of population, the 3 counties that my colleague Duncan has mentioned, the Kiambu, Kajiado and Machakos, you find that so many people are really moving into these areas. And in terms of infrastructure, these places are really developing in terms of roads. Also the other thing is the amenities around the places that you want to put up your home. We are looking at water, availability of water, electricity, the neighborhood, then accessibility. What if I work in town? These are towns in these counties that I can really access to where I work. I can easily work in Nairobi and still stay either in towns such as Kamulu, Joska. So those are some of the things that I really look for.
I've heard you mention Kamulu and Joska. Duncan, maybe shoot a few other places in Kiambu and Kajiado that on top of your head you'd probably advise someone to put their money in land.
Sure. We ideally talking about an area like Juja Farm. I've seen a lot of interest continue to spark around that area. Considering one, in terms of prices, if we were to consider specifically for Kiambu County, an area like Juja Farm would actually be a go-to. And there are those that will be extreme wanting areas that maybe have developed, maybe very close now to the tarmac, that is Thika Super Highway. When we're talking about an area like Kenyatta Road. So those areas have seen a lot of demand continue to rise, because considering the prices are fairly low compared to other areas, and the fact that the areas in terms of documentation is really in check. So I'd actually suggest those 2 areas.
Now, I've done I've done a bit of research here, and some of the clients that I talked to would say things like it's a bit hectic for me to maybe put my money in a county like Nairobi, investing in Nairobi, because issues to do with acquisition of maybe title deeds or what have you is a bit cumbersome. All right. So is it a determinant, the idea of having to not hustle so much when it comes to getting your title? Does that determine maybe where you put your money? Like I want to invest, the question, I want to invest in a place where if it comes to, I have already made payments, I will get my documentation immediately. Does that also make a bit of a determinant?
It's good to look at it from two angles. The first angle would be, that is what used to happen, especially for Nairobi County.
Okay.
And you'll find areas like the dormitory counties we're talking about, Machakos, Kiambu and Kajiado, in terms of expedited service delivery for the title delivery, the time has been shortened. But now for Nairobi, you see what the government is doing maybe with Artisasa. We're actually foreseeing a place where transferring land will be very easy. But if we consider at the moment, given that land is devolved, it's a devolved unit, meaning all the different counties have different sets of rules that maybe govern their transaction.
Okay.
So if we're talking about that, and you are maybe to compare how fast it is to get your documentation in Nairobi as opposed to an area like Machakos County, I'd say Machakos is quite faster. And you know, people take land for different reasons. I think that is where we ought to even have started.
Okay.
What would maybe inform me go for Machakos County and not this county? So if you look and maybe we track back to a reason a person may or want to invest in land, it's quite an array. One, we have those who are looking for the land as an investment option.
For speculative purposes.
For speculative purposes.
Okay.
One of those who want to get the land, then start their development of maybe a residential unit. We call those, let's call them consumer. I want to buy my land, develop my home, and then maybe move in. There are those that are taking it for commercial purposes. All these are different reason a person might want to invest in land.
And speaking of that particular point that you've mentioned, there are those who want this piece of land for different purposes, speculative purposes, commercial or residential. If, say for instance, today a client is looking for a commercial piece of land, say in Kamulu, what are some of the things that this client, what are some of the questions that they will ask so that they put their money in that area? Is it maybe closeness to, they want something that is close to the barabara, they want something that is surrounded, those are some of the things, yeah?
True.
Okay.
So they will look for especially at proximity to the tarmac, what kind of maybe business he wants to put up. Are there some of these similar? Is it something that can give him an opportunity to start something?
Okay.
And also in terms of infrastructure also, and another thing is the population.
Okay.
Is it something that am I going to get my return on investment?
You don't want to also go into an area, put up flats, and then there are no tenants to come into that particular building. Yes, all right. So for you guys who are joining us for the very first time, this platform, Real Talk, we want to welcome you. You can share this with your friends and family. This here is a platform that we created so that we can talk about and advise on issues, well, touching on investment of land. And as promised, we are always going to bring experts on the show. So please subscribe, share this particular podcast. I want to call it is it a vlog or a podcast? What do we call it?
I was going for TV, so I think you have a better word.
Fanaka TV. Fanaka Real Estate TV. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and yeah, we are going on a short break. When we come back, we are going to be looking at some of the questions that you guys have. And the question again is, what are some of the places that you would want to invest in land, yeah? And how do you also determine these areas that you want to buy land, okay? When we come back, we address such issues.
Hi everyone, what a great chance to invest again in Loiro Kamakis. We have for you Graceville Phase 2. This project again is in Loiro Kamakis, and one thing that is happening in this locality is that the expansion of Eastern Bypass is creating a lot of influx of people coming over and investing so that tomorrow they're able to gain value for their money. So take this opportunity, invest in our newest project. It's in a nice locality, again in terms of social amenities. They are around when it comes to neighborhood, when it comes to piped water, when it comes to electricity. All these things are in close proximity to the project. And prices here, each and every year, they are getting high and high. So don't stick there. Book that site visit. Come and be able to see what we have for you. Karibuni sana na mfanikiwe na fanaka.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Talk with your host Ibrahim Basal, and for those who are joining us for the very first time, this platform, as we've maybe said again and again, is here to demystify anyone who is trying some of the myths for those people who are trying to invest in land. We are going to also advise, and as such, we've always invested in bringing experts to the show. And yes, please subscribe, share this particular podcast, this vlog, this Fanaka Real Estate TV. And today's topic is tackling what are some of the locations that you would want to invest, and how do you determine I want to put my money in this location. Duncan, you were talking about purpose.
Sure.
Is a determinant to why I put my money here instead of this other location.
Yes. And maybe it's good to also go, especially the point we mentioned about taking land as an investment. I think we have a basic understanding of what investment is, especially if you want to invest here, or rather speculate with land. You want to buy low, sell high, pocket the difference. That's alternatively, if we're talking, I'm taking this land as for speculation or as investment, that is what I'll be looking at. The other bit would be for commercial use. You don't want to set up, it's usually called a dead town, or a ghost town. A ghost town.
Yes.
Where I think there is there was a time this used to happen, where you could find a lot of malls sprouting here and there. That is not what we want our client to do. We want to have a client who's very informed. So if I'm talking about, I want this land to be for speculation, this is what we're talking about. Now, if that is the case, or that is the idea behind me getting land, then I want to buy land where, one, it's actually very affordable. I'm avoiding to use the word cheap because I know that's very relative.
Affordable would work.
Very affordable.
Yes.
In our case, we're talking about maybe 500. Let's call it 600.
Half a million, yes.
Yeah. At this place, we are looking at a place that is quite strategic. In terms of amenities, we have roads. And Kenya, we live in a place where most of these amenities are actually there.
Yes.
We are talking about things like electricity, we're talking about maybe water, general social amenities, and all those. These are
hospitals, churches, mosques, places of worship generally.
Correct.
Okay.
These are some of the things that would give value to a place. Let's say, for instance, I took land in an area like Kamulu or Koma, which is an area we've started to get a lot of interest in. Why Koma? Koma is in fact in a junction between there's this Kangundo Road, where Kangundo Road touches Koma Makutano, which now goes all the way to Machakos County. And
that's Machakos County, yes?
It's actually in Machakos County. But now look how strategic that area is. It means if I wanted to access Nairobi, it's very quick. If I wanted to access Machakos, it's actually very fast. Now, what is happening around this area? We have the expansion of the Eastern Bypass, which now is opening up a lot of these areas. If I were taking that land for speculation, I can guarantee you, because I've seen this is happening. For the short time I've been, it's not actually short, it's very long. For the time I've been with Fanaka, I've seen some double-digit growth in terms of appreciation rate of these areas. Meaning, if I'm buying today and I'm anticipating a double-digit growth in terms of appreciation for the prices, then it means I'm literally getting money sitting there
doing absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. We're talking about land. You don't have to do anything. Just buy, wait for this time, you have your money. Absolutely. That is if you are looking for speculation. Let's talk about the commercial bit my colleague Bridget was talking about. With the availability of these things, and not very far from maybe bus terminals that I'll be living. It's also not very far from, in this case we're talking about the shoppings,
schools, places of worship, banks.
Exactly. So most of these areas offer those. Meaning it's a tick and a tick. in terms of both prices and the need and the supply that is available.
Wonderful.
So I'd be really curious to look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are watching and I hope you're taking notes. And for those guys who are out there and you want more information about this, I believe my contact is down below. Please reach out to us. We will definitely have, is it advice? Is it where, in fact, even touching on this particular topic, we will definitely give you more information about that. So, Bridget, we are talking about, I want to invest in this area. Does a police post matter? Or does security matter? Should I put money in a place where I'm guaranteed I will not be mugged, I will not be afraid to go home after a long day's work? Does that actually also weigh in on me investing in a particular area?
True. Security is very important when it comes to investing, especially with whatever you want to do with your land. Yeah. So a police post, sure, there should be a police post nearby, and any other bits of security, maybe a chief's camp. Yeah, that's very important also. Okay.
And maybe documentation, would that also maybe be an issue? Because I think my question was with the Nairobi yes, was the idea that at one point or another it's a bit of a hassle getting probably documentation. So do I also want to maybe put my money in a place where I don't want to wait for a whole year? Because we've had issues, I think, with clients who would say, I was in the abroad, I sent money, I completed payment, but I've never gotten my title deed up to date. Do you also feel like maybe the documentation part, you also want an area which will be a bit faster when getting that?
Sure, documentation is very vital in the land process, in the land buying process. Yeah?
Okay.
So I'm looking at maybe I've bought a land through cash.
Okay.
For me to be safe, I want the documentation as fast as possible.
Okay.
Because I don't want to stay in that situation where I'm not so sure whether I'm guaranteed or something like makes me unsafe, you see. So once I get my document in the shortest time possible, I can also move on to do other things. Yeah. So documentation is very vital and very important. So that's why in these towns like the Machakos, Kajiado, we find that in terms of transferring of the title, takes maximum of 30 working days.
And you have your title.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I think it's also important to add in what my colleague Bridget is talking about in terms of documentation. One, with documentation, with documentation, you could think of it like a marriage where you have the marriage certificate.
Yes.
This is why I'm going with this one. I'm literally talking about the legality of things. With the title deed, I'm actually sure and recognized by the government of the land that indeed I, Kanyeri, owns this piece, block number this and this and this. That is mine. Okay. And it's known. In case of anything, then I'm the one who's responsible for that.
Yes.
In an event where you cannot prove such a thing because of lack of
proper documentation. You see, it becomes a challenge.
Again, I think I like really, in terms of real estate, I look at it from the angle of an investor. If I had a property and I have the documentation, the ease of liquidity, one, is very high. That is, if I wanted to offset it,
immediately,
it's very possible. Two, access to financing. It means now I have a property that I can get financed on, in terms of maybe getting loan or using it as a collateral to get finance.
If you have the title, they will charge the title.
Now you see the importance of documentation when it comes to land.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want a place where there's no hassle to get that title.
Yes. Again, in terms of peace of mind, which is also very important, and people forget this. You don't want to have a place where utakuwa unakaa hivi, kazi yako ni kutembeaga ukienda kuangalia kama mtu wa defense ama alimwaga mawe kwa shamba yangu. With the documentation, you don't have to fear about.
Absolutely.
So it's actually very critical that the property you seek to buy has documentation in check. And it's not just documentation, it's documentation in check.
All right. Yeah. Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, again, please, on the comment section, let us know which are some of the areas that you would be interested in buying land, or some of the questions that you might have. This one is for the ladies. I feel like some of the we get clients every so often, and most of our clients come as I feel like families, or I would say couples, yeah. And I have personally had a client tell me, I'll go discuss with my wife if they would love this environment. I want somewhere, I heard she wants somewhere kuna miti hivi mingi, somewhere green. Does environment determine a place where you also want to invest?
Sure. Tuseme mimi ni mama wa nyumba.
Yes.
For example, I'm looking to do a home. I also want an environment where I can grow my trees. Like a peaceful one.
Somewhere beautiful.
Somewhere beautiful.
Okay.
Where I can do my small
kitchen garden.
Kitchen garden.
Okay.
Yeah, tusukuma pale. Tukuku tunatembea pale. For that to be
kuku kidogo namna hii.
To be that conducive, I need somewhere also that I can do those kind of trees.
Okay.
To make the environment conducive.
Okay. All right. So yes.
You've said it's already, so you...
let me hear probably the one point that you might have.
It's okay. Ken is going to have a field day with me on this
absolutely, one. Absolutely.
Now, for environment, there was this documentary. I think I watched it on Citizen TV. I might be wrong.
Okay.
And it featured a residential area in one of these areas. I think it was either Kitengela or Syokimau.
Okay.
And what came from the documentary was, over time, kids and family had started developing issues. I think it was breathing related issues.
Okay.
I think you remember about that case.
True.
Was it because of the many industries or?
Correct.
Okay.
It was because of that.
Okay.
So you see, and that is why it's also very important. If you are seeking for a residential area, you don't want to go in an area that maybe is infested with industries,
pollution.
Okay. All that. I think that is where Bridget was going.
Okay.
She talks about
environment.
We know what tree does to our society, which is also important. If you are there, the other time,
please tell us
as a company, I think we planted some trees along some of the projects we have. Yes. And we also make sure that when we launch a project, some of maybe sustainable goals we go in terms of environment is try and plant some trees. Yes. And it's also, I think you can see here,
the green, the environment is conducive as well.
So it goes without saying that it's important for us to even take care of our environment.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do concur and agree that environment is also a very critical issue.
I want to mention something that you've said. Ken will have a field day with that particular point that you've mentioned. And just to sum this whole particular show, you've said that some of the most important determinants are maybe security, proper documentation, things like what else? What am I forgetting? You've said infrastructure of the place. There must be water, electricity, accessibility. So that means you want to put your money in an area that I don't want to struggle going there, whether it be for commercial purposes, for speculative purposes, or residential. Yes?
Sure.
All right. Please let us know some of the places that you would want to invest in. Again, we're going for a short commercial break. When we come back, I give the lady and the gentleman a bit of time to summarize on what they feel like are the best places to invest, and above all, how to determine that. Okay, we're coming back.
In terms of social amenities, they are around. When it comes to neighborhood, when it comes to piped water, when it comes to electricity, all these things are in close proximity to the project. And prices here, each and every year, they are getting high and higher. So don't stick there, book that site visit, come and be able to see what we have for you. Karibuni sana na mfanikiwe na fanaka. Hi everyone, what a great chance to invest again in Loiro Kamakis. We have for you Graceville Phase.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. For those again who are joining us for the first time, we are seated here with the lovely Bridget, Miss Bridget, and Master Duncan here. We are talking about places that you can invest in land, and also basically tackling how you determine why put my money in this particular location. So I feel like you have a question. Someone is asking something, yeah?
Yes, so we have a question from One Venture.
Okay.
He's asking, what's the rate of appreciation in the area? So with land within Nairobi Metropolis, I look at how far it from the Nairobi CBD. I think he's also trying to like answer himself
at the same time, yeah?
At the same time as he also posing the question to us.
Okay.
So maybe I can talk of along Kangundo Road. Currently, we are looking at an appreciation rate of 25 to 30% per annum.
Okay.
Yeah. So the rate at which land is really appreciating along Kangundo Road is
super high.
It's super high.
So that means if I'm doing maybe $500,000, an investment of $500,000 within a year, I'll probably be getting what? If I wanted to dispose that piece of land, I would be doing what? 600, 700, yeah?
800 to $1 million.
Around that much after a year.
Yes.
Which is again return on investment, as you had said, yeah. All right. Maybe you have.
Maybe talk about the same. I think, and it's important to appreciate that land is quite funny. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this considering, you see, like when we started this office we have here in Ruiru,
okay,
some of the pieces of land we are selling around Kamakis back then, before now the commencement of the expansion of the Eastern Bypass.
The Eastern Bypass, yes.
Today, less than a year, those prices have like doubled.
Absolutely.
So that's like 100%
return.
In terms of value, the places we were selling, let's say we were to off the tarmac like 4 kilometers, that is the same price that is being fetched by a property today about 8 kilometers.
Double the distance.
Double the distance.
Yes.
And you understand what this means? It means people are actually willing. Why? Because we understand the power of demand and supply when it comes to land.
Okay.
So what Bridget is talking about is actually very true.
Okay.
And now I'm also foreseeing a place where it can even go above that.
Okay.
What usually happens is maybe availabilities of these amenities, and if something is coming up, and definitely the fact that maybe there is a demand for an area. So those are some of the things that would push up the appreciation rate of an area.
Okay.
And demand comes from a lot of things. Demand will come because, one, I know the area. Two, the fact that people are actually moving there. It's said in real estate, it's the only investment. It's only best investment on earth.
Okay.
It's earth.
The best investment on earth is earth.
Yeah. They are not making it anymore.
They're not making it anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So for someone maybe who's joining us, for maybe they've just joined us right now, please, can you maybe let them know some of the areas that we've mentioned? You've said Kamulu, you've said Koma. Which other areas would you advise someone to maybe put money?
Juja Farm, Kenyatta Road.
Yes.
We are looking at along Kangundo Road, Kamulu, Joska, Mana,
Okay.
Koma, Kata. There are various towns.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Where you can really put your money. And I can say a lot of people are really moving into these towns. This is because they have seen the growth and even the future opportunities that are coming along this town.
Okay.
And now they are looking at going there before hizo vitu ziwapate, because you can imagine once the installing of the Kangundo Road yenye nafaa kwenda up to Tala, we are looking at the prices along Kangundo Road in terms of land zitakuwa
skyrocket.
the same way he has explained at the Eastern Bypass. Yeah.
Okay.
So the same plot maybe that was going for let's talk of 800, we are talking of 1.5 to 2 million. Yeah. So it's better you start now.
Okay.
Before
the prices skyrocket.
Yes.
And it's actually, I think what Bridget is maybe avoiding to say is, let's consider, take basic stuff like infrastructure. And to this I'm specific maybe to roads. If we look at Kiambu County, it's served by now the dual Eastern Bypass here, and we have Thika Superhighway. We know what Thika Superhighway did to the prices
along that area.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we're talking about areas in Kajiado County, the gateway to Kajiado County is actually Mombasa Road.
True.
It's dual. Now, the other one that we are remaining with is Machakos County.
Yes.
And Machakos County, by default, we're talking about Kangundo Road. So if I were to invest again in land today, I think the best and safest bet would be first. If I'm considering speculation, residential, that is a very good areas and all that, Kangundo Road will really stand out for me.
So for you, the first determinant would be infrastructure, and more specifically the road works that are taking place in a particular area. You've mentioned Thika Road made Thika area that whole
I changed the game plan there, because I remember there's a time I was having, and I think being in sales is actually good, because you get to hear a lot of these conversations emanating from clients, and the fact that maybe they didn't take their time back then to invest. And this is what they were telling me. They were telling me, Duncan, I want to buy along this area because I missed out on
that opportunity before
in Thika Road. I was saying, but then I think we were being given those lands
because the prices were super low.
Way low. So it is the same, and that is the beauty of the land and maybe prices and all that. We are never going back there. There will never come a time where someone would wish to go back to
maybe Kahaskari, maybe
that one is gone.
That but opportunity has.
Yes.
Okay.
But the beauty is, and that is the good thing with the investment, that chance is here again. It's like we're being given a second chance. We're being given a second chance because if you consider what is also happening in our country in terms of devolution, we're seeing a lot of these things actually taking a very fast approach, especially for infrastructure. We're talking about water, electricity. Most of these things are actually going there because there's this saying in real estate where there's no time, amenities will come and meet you there. It is people come first, then amenities, because that is also the other thing. Someone might want, let's say if I was looking to buy land today, I want to buy a place like maybe in Juja here or Kahawasukari.
Yes.
But I want to buy at the prices of Kamulu.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't work like that.
So it's the people moving first, and then the amenities, water, electricity, roads come in after. And schools.
Correct.
All these things come.
And that is what usually happens.
Okay.
So what people do, because that one person will say, I want to buy Kamulu, but I don't want to buy now because there maybe maybe the road. Let's talk about the road because that one is definite. If I talk about electricity, these areas have electricity, these areas have all those amenities. The only thing that is maybe waiting is the expansion of the road. Yes. So someone might go and say, I'm waiting to buy when Kangundo Road will be expanded.
By that time, the prices will be untouchable, almost untouchable.
Utalia.
Buy now. So what you're trying to push is buy now. The narrative is buy now.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no time.
Yes.
If they expand it, the prices will also expand.
And the good thing is, this video is going nowhere. So they will hear us.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now for Bridget, maybe there's another question.
From Cindy. She's hi Cindy. She's watching from Eldoret.
Okay.
She's asking, do you sell plots in controlled areas?
Do we?
I'd have wished if she'd expanded
on what she means controlled. Yeah,
controlled.
Okay.
Because in real estate, the wording controlled comes with a lot of different stuff. What I mean is, for most cases, if a person was looking to do a controlled development, this usually emanates from the developer, where they'll come up with the entire concept and say, in this I
want a hospital here.
Yeah. So when you are buying from the get-go, you know that I'm buying plot A. My pre-qualified design of maybe construction is 1, 2, and 3. So I can only choose from this one and all that. But with us, one, we do not wish to lock people out from buying.
Okay.
Because there's a person who would say, yes, I like the mansion you've given me, but I want to do a bungalow, because that's now a subjective kind of view. We do not wish to
have like a
As Fanaka, what we do, and this is our primary goal, is we sell land
as is.
That is the basic number one. But before we do that, we do some value addition. value addition to make sure that this property I'm selling to you, it's a property you can start using or consuming
as soon as possible.
Immediately.
Okay.
What am I saying? I'm saying we look at an area, because most of now the areas we deal in are residential maybe and all that. We look at an area in terms of amenities. What amenities are here? 1, 2, 3. What can a person do? 1, 2, 3. So if you are buying because you want to do your residential home, you can do that. And it's good, I think it will form part of this video.
Yes.
We'll show you some of before and after
of
for
those
some
areas.
of our projects.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can start immediately. Again, coming back to the first point we were talking about, if I was looking to buy this land for investment, for you, in order for you to fetch some good amount from the investment, the land has to have had some of these resources. So either way, if I'm looking to buy for residential or I'm looking to buy for speculation or investment, if it has some of this value addition, there's it even going to fetch a better margin. So for us, one, it's not control. We do not control what a person can do in our land.
Yes.
Because we don't want to limit. But then again, we have different array of options in terms of if you are looking for a commercial, specific for commercial, you'll get. If you are looking for residential,
we have that. Speculative, we have
you
that.
still can get those ones.
Okay.
Yeah. So what informs most of our decision when we're coming to look for properties is availability of these resources and how fast it can be consumed.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So Cindy, we do not control.
We do not control.
Yeah.
We have everything. Basically, we have everything for everyone.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe
a final one from Ken. He's asking how can he reach us?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I think our contacts are down below. You can definitely reach us through that particular number. You can also go on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. We are all on YouTube. And I feel like this has been very informative for those who are watching us. Please share this particular video with all your friends and all your family. Bridget, maybe a parting shot from the both of you on the same topic that we've just tackled.
Sure. So if you have any question regarding maybe a town you want to invest in where we have plots, you can comment, you can reach us on our contacts. You can go like our pages, Instagram, Facebook.
And we've just joined TikTok, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Currently still at TikTok at Fanaka Real Estate Limited.
Okay.
To our viewers, you're all welcomed. Whatever you want. Make the right decision when investing, and all I wish you is all the best.
Okay.
As you look to invest.
Okay. Duncan, parting shots.
I look forward to actually seeing them.
Okay.
Bridget forgot to mention that even in our offices, we do have coffee. And
we have juice. We have soda.
Zico. And this is the beauty with land,
Yes.
And investment. Maybe you're not looking to buy now, so you might say, by the time I want to invest with maybe Fanaka, I'll come later. I would urge you to start today, considering the different options we have in terms of payment,
Yes.
and all that thing. The best thing with investment is if you start
now.
You just get started. Make sure you come and visit us. Our offices are here in Roa Union Plaza, next to Lakewood Petrol Station.
Yes.
And this one
here in Kamakis, Naivas Supermarket, 4th floor. Come visit us, have a discussion with us. We have tailor-made solutions for all those people who are trying to invest, and we will make sure that at the end of the day, if you're walking out, if your intention is indeed to own a piece of land, you will walk out of our office with a solution or a piece of land.
Which it should.
Yes.
Because it's considering it's actually a basic need.
Absolutely.
Shelter is a basic need. So
make that decision of starting to own land today.
Sure.
All right. Thank you very much. And join us on Monday, 2 p.m., same place, same time, with me, your host, Ibrahim. And we say thank you for joining us. Asanteni sana.
So we say, ciao.